We're joined today by Revelle, Managing Director of Pursuit Minerals. Aaron, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Argentina's the focus, gold and lithium. Can you tell us a little bit about why Argentina and why these projects?
Absolutely. So starting with Argentina, we're really seeing Argentina establish itself as a prominent tier one jurisdiction. We've seen that really evidenced by the $10 billion of investment by Rio Tinto and BHP in 2024, and the regulatory reform brought through Javier Milei's government, really incentivizing investment into the mining sector with legislative reforms like the RIU program, the incentive for large-scale investments. So for us, we're long-term patrons in Argentina, having been there for many years throughout my career, specifically in lithium, seeing the evolution of the sector over many cycles. So with gold being added, we're an Argentinian pure play. We're very bullish on the lithium sector, and especially the demand profile and where we're expecting demand to go to over the coming years. And then gold was introduced into the portfolio to give us a balance out of lithium, not being so dependent on lithium, but creating a more attractive portfolio with optionality on gold where we can create value for shareholders as well.
Your gold project sits on a belt that hosts a massive mining operation. What do you think the geological setting looks like, and how similar is it to what you're looking for?
So part of the appeal of this project was its proximity in not only to Cerro Negro, which is just 100 kilometers north of the project, but the Deserto Massif region in itself. So the Deserto Massif is exceptionally well endowed. There's 30 million ounces across major operations, multiple deposits of gold and silver, and then it's anchored by tier one deposits like Cerro Negro, Cerro Vanguardia, Newmont being the world's largest gold miner, prominent and in very close proximity to us. Sascha Marcelina was picked up as we saw the same sinter terraces, the same northwest trending structures. It was geologically identical to Cerro Negro, and importantly had one of 3 silica caps in the region. So for us, it followed a very similar pattern with Cerro Negro through the exploration history, where there'd been some shallow drilling, however not to depth, not testing the boiling zones and the preserved mineralization systems at depth, which when Cerro Negro went through the same exploration, that's where they found 5 million ounces of gold at 8 grams per ton. So for us, it was a very compelling opportunity in a tier one district, underscored by many deposits in the area, a good geological framework, access to infrastructure, but also for us, that comparison to Cerro Negro was exceptionally compelling to move the deposit forward.
And what's the plan with this project?
So for us, we're about to start the drilling program, the first pass drilling, which will target the deeper horizons. So drilling, there's 5 main targets across the deposit. We'll be drilling at Sascha Main and the Marcelina Silica Cap, where we've got drill holes that are going to 400 to 600 meters in depth. And the hypothesis there is to test that deeper mineralization, tap into the boiling zones, which within these epithermal deposits is traditionally where we see the mineralization at depth.
Turning attention now to your lithium project, you've recently made a significant discovery of brines at about 1 kilometre deep. What does that mean to the resource potential here?
So we're about to start drilling that resource. So the lithium project in itself is a brownfield. It has a PFS on it with low capex that can be brought into market. We have already 1.2 million ton resource. The next stage of this project now is drilling our Mito tenement in the north that we held off on for a couple of years with the subdued lithium prices. And now with the lithium market returning from a surplus to deficit, we're seeing a lot of renewed interest, a lot of price recovery. So for us, it's about expanding that resource. And then on top of that, accompanying that drilling into the engineering work streams, such as we'll be doing a pumping well that we'll be developing at Isabel Segunda to take the resource from indicated to measured, while Mito is targeting resource expansion, where we've got a very prominent target, which we're expecting some very good things from, especially when you look at other drilling that's occurred in close proximity to the proposed holes.
People may forget, you have actually produced a lithium carbonate from your project in Argentina. How important is that to unlocking the value here?
So being able to produce lithium carbonate is quite significant, and we've done that with our pilot plant. That we're actually relocating that plant from its warehouse in the city of Salta up to site at Rio Grande. This is a transformational event for the company, as you're no longer about proof of concept. We've produced it at site down in Salta. Producing at site at Rio Grande takes you from a proof of concept to scalability. You're already producing technical grade lithium carbonate that we've tested in the market. We've had multiple customers or potential offtake partners say, yep, this is the spec that we require. So validating the product spec at pilot stage and then moving it to the site further enhances the project and the prospectivity of bringing this on a scalable supply into a market that's going from surplus to deficit.
Two exciting projects, clearly a lot of news flow. What should investors expect out of Pursuit over the coming 12 months?
So over the next 12 months, we're going to have quite a lot of news flow coming out across the projects. Different news flow. Sascha Marcelina will be more exploration geared, where we're focusing on that initial drilling campaign, testing the boiling zone, those deeper holes, looking for significant gold mineralization. Rio Grande Sur, on the other hand, is about advancing the PFS now, the next steps towards production, where we're looking at resource expansion at Mito. We're doing the pumping well at Isabel Segunda that will increase the grade and confidence of the resource. Also supplying brine for the evaporation ponds for the pilot plant when it moves to site, moving the plant to site, as well as additional addendums to the PFS, looking at larger scale output scenarios where we're targeting a much larger operation, which should then move the project towards a BFS and eventual construction for the project.
Two exciting projects in a great location, strong news flow, exciting times ahead for Pursuit and its shareholders. Aaron, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.